Hi, everybody. Long time no see. I hope y'all are doing well. Today, I am coming out of the woodwork to bring you another Bee's Knees collection. And as far as I'm aware, Bee's Knees is going to be releasing two separate collections for their Black Friday sale. The collection that I have to show you today is inspired by Baldur's Gate 3. Personally, I've never played the game, but I really want to. It just looks really interesting, but I'm really cheap and I want to wait until it goes on sale. And speaking of sales, there will be some important sale information at the end of this video, so stay tuned if you're interested. As per usual, I'm starting off with the lightest polish in the collection that is named I've Never Been Able to Write My Own Future. It is described as a silvery pastel multichrome that shifts pink to gold to orange and is inspired by Shadowheart. There's something about this polish that I just immediately love. It's icy, but it's still warm. Formula-wise, it reminds me so much of Princess of Starlight from the Throne of the Fallen collection, which has had a chokehold on me for several months now. So of course, this one is going to be an automatic love. It feels like they could kind of be cousins. Princess of Starlight for the spring and this one for the moody winter. Even at 3 coats, I could still see my nail line if I looked for it, but with how glowy and beautiful the shimmer is, I don't even mind. I mean, it's a chef's kiss to me. Mwah, no notes whatsoever. I feel like it's way too early to call favorites, so I won't. You're not gonna hear a thing from me, not a single peep. Oh, but I do love it. Okay, so fangirling over the first polish probably isn't a good look, so we're moving on. The first thermal that I have to show is The Dark Urge, inspired by The Dark Urge, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. I couldn't possibly tell you what that was, but it sounds very ominous. This polish is described as a black to white thermal with scattered hollow. Seeing the way that it shimmers, it's such a gentle polish. I don't know if that's the right word that I want to use, but the hollow in it makes it feel so delicate because it's so small, despite how much of it there is. Yeah, delicate is probably a better word to use than gentle. I built this one up in 3 coats, but if you're someone who has shorter nails or you use thicker coats, then you'll probably have enough opacity to cover your visible nail line. But 2 coats will only give you a light gray in the cold state instead of that dark gray, almost black that you see in the bottle. Though I guess these days, it's mostly just staying black with all this cold weather. I'm Not Afraid, Not of You is our first magnetic of this collection. Well, I mean, it's technically a magnetic. It's described as a black polish with bluish purple to red shimmer and hollow flakes inspired by Asterion. And again, this one is technically a magnetic polish because it has magnetic pigment in it. But because the effect is so subtle, there isn't that much payoff for magnetizing it. Well, aside from this lovely and delicate, that's the word of the day, guys, don't forget it, blurplish shimmery stripe. But honestly, do you need to magnetize it? Probably not. All the sparkle that it has on its own, it's so dreamy, like a night sky in space. It's beautiful. You can do whatever you want with it, and it'll end up looking good. Even just watching back the footage makes me want to put it on again, just so I can see that sparkle in person again. And now we have our second thermal polish. Bow Before the Emperor is inspired by the Emperor, and it's a purple to gray thermal with a scattering of hollow flakes. When I first applied this, I thought it would be like a shift from a purple to maybe a darker purple or something, but I was really surprised actually to see that the warm state was such a dark color. Well, I guess it's relatively dark, but still. Of course, the hollow flakes are always going to be a plus, especially in this jelly-like base where they can layer really nicely. Actually, I really enjoyed applying this color. It was really smooth. I don't know how to describe enjoying how a polish feels to put on, but it felt great. I don't know what to say. And while it wasn't initially a favorite of the collection, the longer I had it on, the more it was growing on me. It has an interesting combo going on. I'm a fan. Up next we have Mama K, and it's described as an English violet purple with glowy red microflake shimmer, inspired by Carlock. I'm not sure if I'd ever describe this as a violet. To me in person, I'd describe it as more of a dark mauvey brown. The formula for this polish is a little bit on the thicker side, and it is very opaque. I feel like every once in a while Bee's Knees releases a cream that feels just like this, super opaque in only 2 coats. But thankfully they haven't been super unreasonable or unworkable. And unless you're someone with 2-foot long nails, I'm pretty sure you'd reach opacity in 2 coats too. I was worried that the base color would be too overpowering since in the bottle the microflakes aren't that noticeable. But thankfully, they show up quite well, so I'm happy. They're like little glowy embers. This whole polish is just really cozy. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's nice. Oof. Oh boy, oh geez. Alright, here it comes. No one's surprised that I already like this shimmery, shiny purple. With You, I Forget My Goddess is a polish inspired by Gale. featuring a rich purple base with silver to pink to green shimmer. I'm a little surprised that there's no mention of blue in the description, because it's so prevalent in certain lightings, and it's one of my favorite parts of this polish actually. But either way, this polish is so glowy, and I can't help but be mesmerized by it, especially in lower lighting or outside. It's a standout for sure. Next, we have I Choose the Bear, a dark forest green with orangey red magnetic multichrome shimmer, inspired by Halson. This polish is more of a thinner formula, I would say, especially compared to some of the last ones. So I did end up starting my swatch a little ways away from the edge of my nail so that the polish wouldn't run down my cuticles too much. But besides that, this polish is lovely. It's a beautiful magnetic. I'm always a fan of like grungy green and orangey reds. I think they're perfect together. They complement each other so well. And I love the depth that this green has when it's magnetized. Gorgeous. Source of My Joy is the second green of this collection, specifically a hunter green with glowy emerald microflake shimmer. It is inspired by Lazel. Lazel? I'm gonna say Lazel. I hope that's right. Much like Mama K, this polish has that thicker cream formula that really only needs to be built up in 2 coats. You could always do 3 if you feel like it, but I just don't know why you would feel like it. Also, like Mama K, the microflake shimmer shows up a lot better on the nail than it does in the bottle. And last, but certainly not least, we have Blade of the Frontiers. It is described as a deep blue with silver magnetic shimmer, inspired by will. I don't know if any of you guys have ever purchased Skyfire from the Daughter of the Moon Goddess collection, but this polish heavily reminds me of that one. It's a thick, almost cream-like magnetic, and much like Skyfire, the formula of this polish makes it an almost one coater, but it's at the cost of its ability to self-level. So if you were to choose to wear this one unmagnetized, you're going to want to have a really steady hand and a steady application because those streaks will show up. And if you do choose to magnetize it, the magnetic pigments are going to move much slower because the base is that much thicker. So if you're someone who likes to paint first and then magnetize, then you're either going to need to be really quick or have a magnetic top coat on hand because this polish does also dry a little fast. It's definitely workable, and the end result is very pretty no matter which way you choose to wear it, but I do think that there is a bit of a learning curve that some people should be prepared for. And that's it. That's it, guys. It's a wrap for the video. Woohoo! Yippee! Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Bee's Knees will be releasing 2 collections at the end of this month. This one inspired by Baldur's Gate 3, and there's going to be a separate one inspired by Divine Mortals. And in addition to the multitude of options that's going to be available, there's also going to be Buzzmas mystery bags for sale, overpours from the Beetlejuice collection, a couple of respawns, and everything is 25% off. Oh my god! I don't know how you guys are going to survive this month. I'm rooting for you and your wallets. And my wallet, honestly. I think I'm in danger too. But I wish all of us good luck out there. And thank you all for watching. Bye!